everyone, welcome back. Today I'm so excited for this video. I absolutely love the brand we're reviewing today, and I've been having so much fun playing with their products. We are going to be reviewing Nabla Causemetics. Nabla is actually an Italian company. If you order products, if you're ordering products from their website, it's actually in euros, but it's not sent from Italy. I'm not quite sure where it's sent from, but I got my package within like 3 days, so that was awesome. And then they're also on Ulta, so I purchased some of the products from Ulta and some of the products from the Nabla website. But today we're going to be reviewing their new side-by-side eyeshadow palette. I have been playing with this one for a little while now, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's stunning, and you can just, there's so many options for it, so love this. We're going to play with this one. And then they have these new skin glazing products, which I purchased 2 highlighters. This is in the shade Ozone, and this is in the shade Privilege. And then another skin glazing product they have is their new bronzer, and this is in the shade Ambra. They do have blushes, but I didn't pick the blush up because it was in the highlight formula, and I'm just not into that. And then they did release some new lip liners, so I've got 4 lip liners. And I also purchased 3 lipsticks from them. So before we get started, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. And stick around and we will come up with this. Alright, so I did go ahead and prime my eyelids because we are going to start with the eyes first, which means we're going to start with the side-by-side palette. I have gotten to use this a couple times, so I'm just so excited to play with this. I mean, it's definitely a neutral palette all the way, but it's beautiful. Like, you have your warm tones over here, but you've also got your cool tones, and I just think this palette is phenomenal, so I did want to share it with you. So to start, we are going to go into this top shade Bonjour, and we're going to lay a little bit of a base and transition color down. So we'll start that right above the crease and move it upwards to be a little bit more of a transition color. Next, we're going to go into this burnt sienna shade, and we are going to deepen up the outer third. And I'm just tapping on where I want the color first, and then we will build it. Once you have the opaqueness that you want, then we're going to use the same brush with a lot less product on it, and we're just going to blend. And I'm actually bringing that color all the way into the inner corner in the crease because that's how I want to deepen up the crease. But I'm not putting any new product on the brush to bring it over there. So it's not going to be super dark. We'll go ahead and do that to this eye as well. I am loving these shadows. They're so easy to blend. And if it looks patchy, just put a little more product on. Boom, no more patchiness. And then they blend out like a dream. Next, I'm going to go into Tempera and deepen up my outer third even more. Now this color I don't want everywhere, so I'm just putting it right in the deepest part of where I want the color. And then when you've tapped off most of the product and where you want it, then you start blending. And now I'm actually just going to use the same little blending brush I was, and I'm going to go into this black shade called Untitled. And we're going to just tap that right along the lower lash edge here. Just along the lash line, that way we've got the deep smokiness. And I'm not taking a lot because black kind of scares me. Now I'm going to go back into the brush that I used the burnt sienna shade on, and I'm not going to put any new product on it. I'm just going to blend my outer third edge a little bit more, just to kind of diffuse this harsh line. Next, I'm going to grab a flat shader brush, and we are going to go into the shade Halftime, this one right here. And we're going to just make that a base transition color for the rest of our lid. Honestly, like, these mattes are so beautiful, it makes me want to do an all matte look, but because I'm a person who likes shiny things, we're definitely not, but the mattes are beautiful, and one day I will, but not today, because I want to show you the versatility of all of these. But these mattes are phenomenal. Minus like the harsh lines above that I need to clean up. Like this look is beautiful, in my opinion. Like an all matte look, it is stunning, especially with this palette. I love the matte formula in this. But to keep going, we're gonna use our shimmer shade now. It's called Ray of Light. And I'm just gonna use my finger for now. These shimmers are so creamy too. And because I can't get all the way on the inner corner with my fingernails, I'm just gonna take a smaller flat shading brush, still go into the Ray of Light shade and just make sure I get it all the way into the corner. I like to use my fingers just because I think the payoff and the opacity comes off a bit better than just using a brush on its own. The nice thing about brushes though is that you can create the shape of the shimmer that you want. So like I like to round mine when I get to the top, that way it doesn't go too far into my crease and transition colors. This Ray of Light shade is probably one of my favorite shades in this whole entire palette. Now that I've got that on, I'm gonna go back into the color with the Burnt Sienna shade, and we're just gonna take a little bit more, and I mean barely any more. That way we can blend the shimmer to matte line. For our last step, we're gonna go back into our transition shade, Bonjour, and we're just gonna go over all of the edges. One, it needs to come a little bit higher up on my eyes, but two, just to bring it back and connect everything. All right, and this is what I have for the top lid so far. So I am going to do some of my complexion, and when we get to the bronzer and highlight, I will come back. All right, so we are going to use Nabla's new skin glazing products. She's got a skin bronzing one, and I got the shade Ambra. I think it's the lightest shade, but it looks like that. And then I have actually been testing out one of her skin glazing highlighters for a little while. This one's in the shade Ozone. This is the one I've been using. But I also got the shade Privilege because this is the one that I've been seeing most people are gravitating towards, and this one's got a little bit more of a gold peachy vibe to it, where this one is very ivory. So I did want to test out this one today, but this Ozone highlighter has been one of my favorites. And this is a matte bronzer. It doesn't look like there's any shimmer in it. And we'll just start with warming up the cheeks. I am noticing it's kind of hard to get the bronzer on the brush to put product on. Of what I can see right now, the color is really pretty. I'm gonna put some up on the forehead. And put some along the lower jaw. There's not a lower jaw, it's just your jaw. And I'm also dragging it down into my neck just to kind of blend my face to my neck. I think that actually looks really pretty. I did not pick up the blush from Nabla because their blush was in their highlight section, so it was like a very pink highlight, and I don't like blushes. I don't like blushes that are formulated like highlighters because I don't want that much shimmer on my cheeks. So just for simplicity, I'm just going to use my Cover FX blush. It's in the shade Warm Honey, and I think it matches the eyes pretty well because this is kind of a darker, smokier look, and this isn't such a overpowering blush. Right, and now for the highlight, we are going to use the skin glazing one, and we're going to use the new one I picked up, which is in the shade Privilege. We're just going to put it on the highlights of the face, so like the C shape around your eye. That is a beautiful highlight. Very pretty. And then I like to do the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose a little bit, like towards the top and between my eyes. I also like to do the Cupid's bow and just a little on the chin. This is really pretty. So this is gold and it's got some peachy flecks in it, and I'm really happy I picked this shade up too. This is beautiful. I think I'm just gonna dab a little bit under my eyebrows. And then while we're here, we're gonna finish up the lower lash line. And of course, we're gonna go into the shade Burnt Sienna again, this one right here. I'm just gonna pinch the brush and put it in the outer third. And do the same to this eye. And now I'm gonna go into the smallest blending brush I was using and just take just the tiniest amount of that Untitled, that black shade, and just dab it like right in the very corner of my eye and blend it a smidge. And this just helps translate the smokiness we created on the top into the lower lash line. Next, I'm gonna go into our Ray of Light color, our shimmer shade here. And I'm gonna use the same flat brush. And even though there wasn't a whole lot of fallout, I'm still gonna spray it with some Fix Plus just to make sure the fallout is still contained. And we are going to place that on the lower lash line from the center all the way into the inner corner. And then to finalize it, I'm gonna take our transition shade, Bonjour, and pinch the brush again, and we're just gonna drag that along the whole lower lash, just to kind of tie in the transition from the top as well. No! Oh my gosh, you guys, I just stuck my finger in the Ray of Light shade. Oh, gosh dang it. That makes me so sad. All right, it's not the end of the world. That was just, you know, my favorite shade in this whole palette, but it's okay. All right, so for my inner corner highlight though, I'm gonna take our highlight Privilege, and we're just gonna pop that right here in the center, just to tie into our whole look together. I am going to finish up the lower lash line and finish up the complexion, and then we will come back for lips. All right, so Nabla did release these a little while ago, a couple months maybe, but they released their close-up lip shapers, and they're just lip liners, and I picked up 4. So they're Nude 1, Nude 2, Nude 3, Nude 4. So let's do some swatches. So here they all are. We're starting with 1 on this side, 2, 3, and 4. Hopefully that lined up. But they're all pretty nude. They're all really pretty. And I think they have 8 shades. Yeah, I think they have 8. I only did 4 because they started to get into very deeper tones, and I'm not quite there yet on my lip journey. So I stuck with pretty neutral light ones. And then for lipsticks, I picked up 3. I picked out a really bright pink one. I picked out 3. So we have Chloe, Elusive, and then Party in Paris. This one's really bright, so I think the one I'm leaning towards today is Chloe. They're all super pretty, and I've heard such great things about these lip products, so I just wanted to go ahead and try them. So to match the lipstick Chloe, I'm going to use the lip liner in Nude 1, which again was this first shade over here. So let's see how well I can do this. So here is the lip liner, and I just outlined and filled them in because I liked the color. Now we'll go into Chloe. This smells good. I don't know what it is, but it smells good. The formula is not sticky, so that's nice, but it's not super moisturizing either. I think I should have put on like a lip balm before when I started. That way by the time I got here, I would have had more hydrated lips. But yeah, they're not sticky at all, and I think it looks really pretty. All right, so here is the finished look. I had so much fun filming this. I absolutely love Nabla. This palette in particular just amazes me. I had so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. But to give you my final thoughts about it, again, I love this palette. I think it is worth every penny of it. I think it was only, well, not only, it was about $39, I think. And again, I purchased this on Ulta. For the skin glazing products, I love these highlighters. I think they are beautiful. I think they're not overpowering. They just give the right amount of sheen to it, to your face, and they're not, like, you can build them up, but even if you don't, you're still gonna get a good glow. A lit from within type of glow. So I love these. I would recommend these. These were $24, I believe, and I purchased these from Ulta as well. For the skin glazing bronzer, I like this. I like the color. I think it's a little bit warm for the winter, so I think this will be a good summer bronzer. The only issue that I had with this is that it's kind of hard to get from the pan to your brush. Like, I really had to swirl my brush around and for the color to actually get on the brush. But other than that, I think this is beautiful. Like, I love the warmth that it brought back into my face, so very happy with this as well. For the lip liners, I only used 1. but it was so creamy and it went on so smoothly. And I've just heard nothing but good reviews on these, so these were fun to use for me, especially in my new lip journey. So I purchased these from the actual Nabla website. And for the lip products, first of all, let's just look at the packaging. How adorable is that? I think they're so cute. And the one smelled really good when I was applying it. I don't smell it now, but it was super smell goody, whatever you want to call that. And it went on very nicely, very creamy. I believe I've got 2 matte shades and 1 just lipstick, like a satin shade. The Chloe shade, the one I used, is actually the Soft Touch lipstick, not the matte shade. So again, I did really like these. Obviously I only used 1, but I think they're beautiful and I'm really enjoying my makeup look today. Let me know if you have any favorites from this brand. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Leave them in the comments below. Other than that, this is all I've got for you today. Before you go, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me and it helps keep this channel going. Other than that, I will see you in the next one. I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I will see you then. Thank you. Bye.